Council. Councilmember on? Not yet? All right, we're gonna get started. So good evening and welcome to this public hearing. I want to thank my colleagues, Councilmember Dealcar and Councilmember White, for being here. Other council members may come and go throughout the evening, as well as be online participating virtually. So we're here to hold a hearing per our charter to hear from the finalists being considered for Councilmember Shayla Favors' seat representing District 7 and to solicit feedback. Let me first explain to everyone how we got to this point. We're here because Councilmember Favor, upon election to county office, announced her intention to resign. The charter lays out the appointment process to fill council seats that become vacant due to resignations and other reasons. And though this is the first time we've done this process since we've entered the new at-large system, we shared a memo with the media and with the public on November 14th, reiterating this process. First, all community members who meet the eligibility criteria of being registered voter who live in District 7 have the opportunity to apply. The clerk confirmed their residency with documents like leases or utility bills or voting records. Ultimately, 32 folks did apply before the deadline on Monday, December 9th. About a dozen others did apply who were not eligible, and we let them know as well. Last week, after reviewing all application materials and conducting any individual interviews, each member of council submitted up to 3 names of applicants to be considered finalists. And let's pause here to congratulate the finalists. Ultimately, there were 10 who were listed by at least one council member. The clerk compiled that list and shared the names of the finalists with the members of council and immediately notified the finalists. All finalists have been invited to speak, though it is not a requirement. The 10 finalists are in their alphabetical order by last name. I will read those. They are Otto Beatty III, Catherine Curry D'Souza, Tim Fulton, Shanice Green, Robert Lease, Dorothy Malone, Lisa Massey, Macy? Bailey Phillips, Denzel Porteous, and Jesse Vogel. Tonight, we will first hear from the finalists in the order they responded to the clerk's notice. I do want to note that Rob Lease wasn't able to be here this evening and sent along a written letter that has been shared with all the council members. After that, we'll hear from public speakers based on what they submitted when they submitted their request to speak. At the conclusion of the hearing, council may enter into executive session to discuss candidates and public testimony. If we do so, no straw polls or votes will be taken during that executive session. During a regular council meeting at some point in January, council will formally nominate applicants for the vacancy and vote to appoint a new member. If a majority of council members vote to appoint a nominee, he or she shall then be eligible to be sworn in under oath and take office pursuant to Section 5 of the City Charter and Section 111.35 of Columbus City Code. I want to recognize my other colleagues. I told you they were trickle in. And again, there might even be one online with us. Press Pro Tem, Councilmember Bankston, Councilmember Green. Are there any questions from my colleagues? We're going to stick to it. We're going to run a tight ship tonight. I would like to thank everyone who submitted an application. Stepping up for public service is not a thing that folks do lightly. So I really do want to thank all the finalists as well as the members of the public who are here to speak this evening. I also want to thank the city clerk, the staff here at City Council, and the team at CTV for helping us share this important hearing with those who are watching at home and with the community. Thank you all for participating and working to make our city a better place. As we go forward, I want to be transparent about the criteria that this is just me as an individual council member speaking, am looking for when I consider this seat. I have been very open that I'm inclined to support an African-American woman for this seat. Black women are about 15% of the city of Columbus, more than 1/9. So many of the issues we work towards and address at the city infant mortality, eviction, homelessness, child care, safety disproportionately affect African American women. And since 1990, council has had the perspective of at least one Black woman. So as we work on these issues, and so that's one thing, not the only thing that I'll be considering. Second, I'm inclined to support someone who publicly states that they do not plan to run for re-election, but instead plans to serve as a placeholder for the remainder of this term. Many of us know there was a history in the city of Columbus for decades where folks who were appointed to city council to fill vacancies would often then run for re-election as incumbents. On the one hand, it makes perfect sense that people who would step forward in public service to fill a vacancy may want to continue their service. And on the alternative, a citywide special election would be costly and feature low turnout. But at the same time, that long-standing practice led to concerns in the community. And so as I became council president, I made no secret of my intention of ending that practice. I'm proud that today, a majority of our council members, 5 of the 9, earned their seats as candidates before being appointed. I want to see that increase to 6 of 9 after next November's election. So that will also inform my personal decision going forward. Having said all that, we have a lot of folks, and I'll go back to that point I made just a minute ago. Public service is harder than ever now. It is harder than ever. There is more criticism. There are more folks who will get invasive in your space. There's more criticism. There's more skepticism. And the fact that so many of our residents said, regardless of that, I still want to just do my part, is something that I am very, 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 very grateful for. And so we respect this process. We respect all the folks who signed up. We are going to go through and give each one of the applicants a time to speak now. They will have 3 minutes. We are going to be pretty strict on the buzzer tonight. We have 9 applicants that will speak and 27 folks who love them who will speak after that. I will gingerly say thank you, thank you, thank you, to allow you to move quick after the buzzer goes. And I will also say the names of a couple of folks so that you are queued up to come up and speak in that order. So let's get started with our finalists. The first finalist to speak will be Dorothy Malone. Ms. Dorothy will be followed by Bailey Phillips.
You'll have to stop calling me Dorothy. Good evening, Council President Harden and members of Council. Thank you for this opportunity to share this evening in honor, and it is an honor to be a finalist along with the others who have raised their hand to serve. Well, change is why we're here. We celebrate Council Member Favors' journey to next and embark upon a new day in response to her departure. So on the dawn of the new day, I, along with other Columbus residents, stand assured that this astute collective body will appoint a Black woman to continue serving in honor and respect of Mrs. Les Wright and all who have followed her in likeness and experiences. You've received my credentials in support of my why. So to be sure I was on the right track, I consulted with my personal kitchen cabinet, seeking their thoughts. I won't drop names, but trust me, they are some of my very close accountability partners. Allow me to share their comments in first person, affirming why I would be an asset to this council and service to our city. I've spent the most part of my career working in and for the community. I consider it a privilege. This role comes with great responsibility that won't be taken for granted. I'm not afraid to make difficult decisions. However, I'm open to new ideas and the opinions of others. I'm a strong communicator, and I listen and I learn. I'm a fierce advocate, and the rights and needs of others matter to me. Throughout my career, I've sought to make the lives of residents better, wrapping my heart around all the challenges and opportunities: infants, children, seniors, housing, safety, equity, fairness, poverty, mental health, wellness, and wholeness for all. I'm a critical thinker. I'm well respected in both my personal and professional life. I'm approachable and pragmatic. I'm of the community and not above it. I love Columbus, a place I've called home for 63 years. I'm consistent without being rigid. I can collaborate with diverse stakeholders. I foster constructive dialogue when navigating complex group dynamics. Now, then there was the one in the bunch who decided to quote a scene from the movie The Help. Back to first person, intentionally substituting the word is with am. I am kind. I am smart. I am important. And I sure hope he's right. Being mindful of our collective why, working alongside of each of you would be my honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Malone. The next finalist to come before us is Bailey Phillips. Bailey, welcome to council.
Hello, my name is Bailey Phillips. I have lived in Franklinton on the west side of Columbus for 5.5 years. Also, bear with me, I have a little bit of a cold. I've adored getting to know my neighbors. I have also been serving as a social worker at the Reeb Center on the south side of Columbus. I consider the individuals on the south side who frequent the Reeb Center to be my neighbors as well. My family lives with me on the west side, my husband and my 2-year-old daughter, which is the most important thing to know about me. They are my motivation. Recently, I was attending a Central Ohio Stable Housing Network meeting, and at the beginning, they started with us closing our eyes and picturing our why. When I closed my eyes, automatically, my daughter and my husband came to mind. I want to show my daughter how to be a strong person and a strong woman, and I want her to know what advocacy means and that we can hold the power as people in the community. Then I pictured the ladies from the Ohio Reformatory for Women I have built relationships with over the years and who are anticipating being released from prison. They're also my why. And who want nothing more than second chances and real opportunities upon release. Then I pictured my elderly neighbor who is alone in her big house and needs a listening ear and resources. I also pictured my unhoused neighbors on the south side surviving from day to day that I have the pleasure of calling my community as well. My passion and desire today for being on Columbus City Council starts with all of them. If I can be considered for a government position and I can speak up on their behalf, then I hope and pray that my clients and neighbors can do the same for themselves. My day-to-day experiences in the midst of adversity and exhaustion are where I find a call to act. I see that there are opportunities for creative ideas to meet the needs of the people in our community. We can specifically serve people with backgrounds by creating unique funding and housing opportunities. Together, we can serve our elders by coming up with mentorship programs that pay stipends for individuals to build relationships and assist our older neighbors with basic tasks. We can create further partnerships and task forces to assist the housing crisis in Central Ohio. That is impacting my street, my neighborhood, and it's also impacting me. We can continue to empower the Central Ohio Stable Housing Network, the Community Shelter Board, and other important housing outreach programs. I am tired of feeling powerless, and I believe it is now more than ever to empower every voice. It is time to speak on these issues and come up with solutions that are new and evidence-based. As a social worker in this community, being considered as a finalist has been very encouraging to me and to my neighbors. And I would be remiss not to end my reflection on the Advent and Christmas season. It is meant to be a season that is a time of hopeful anticipation and joy. And I hope that we can remember that the joy to come will be led by and empowered by the forgotten and the marginalized. Thank you for this time today.
Thank you so much, Bailey. Next speaker to come forward, our next applicant to come forward is Tim Fulton, followed by Catherine Curtis Souza.
Good evening.
Good evening.
President Hardin, President Pro Tem Dorans, council members, and fellow Columbusites. My name is Tim Fulton. I'm honored to be considered to represent District 7 on City Council. During the last election, I was privileged to speak with each of you as you campaigned for your seats. Those conversations gave me a deeper appreciation of your commitment to Columbus and the work ahead. If given the chance, I'll bring that same focus and dedication that you all have brought to this role. As a lifelong Columbus resident of Columbus who lives, works, and raises a daughter here, I care deeply about the future of this city. Columbus is growing rapidly, and while that growth is exciting, it brings important challenges that we must address thoughtfully. District 7 in particular reflects what I love about this city: its diversity, swagger, and potential. It also highlights the most important issues we need to tackle: affordable housing that keeps families stable, infrastructure that keeps pace with development, and public safety that builds trust across communities. These aren't just district issues, they are Columbus issues. Addressing them thoughtfully is how we ensure growth that is inclusive and equitable. In my civic work, I focused on making complex issues more accessible and fostering conversations about how our city can better serve its residents. Whether helping people understand significant changes in governance or creating platforms to elevate community voices, my work has been rooted in transparency, engagement, and action. These experiences have prepared me to advocate for residents and tackle the challenges that come with growth, ensuring they're met with solutions that benefit everyone. I believe in leadership that amplifies every voice. Representation matters. It shapes whose priorities are elevated and whose needs are met. While I may not bring the same lived experience as Councilwoman Favor, I will honor her legacy by listening, learning, and ensuring that every resident of this district feels valued and represented. This is a one-year appointment. I will not be running for re-election. My focus will be on laying the groundwork for progress, engaging with the community, and ensuring a smooth transition to the next leader chosen by the voters. I want to be a steward for a Columbus where residents feel connected to their local government and where transparency strengthens trust and collaboration. Columbus has immense potential, and it is no stranger to challenges. It is the Columbus way to roll up our sleeves, find solutions, and move forward together, and I'm ready to get to work. Thank you for your time, for your consideration, and your dedication to our city's future. It'd be an honor to serve with you in this role and help build a stronger, more inclusive Columbus.
Thank you, sir. Our next finalist is Ms. Catherine Curry D'Souza, followed by Lisa Massey. Welcome to council.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Council President Hardin and distinguished members of council. Although I've been here many times, it always feels like the first time. My name is Kate Curry D'Souza. Please call me Kate. When I moved here in 2001 as a newly married and pregnant 19-year-old, although possibly not in quite that order, we don't need to go back and rehash that, I have lived in what is considered District 7 for 21 years, although consecutively since May of 2006. Columbus has become my home. My resume demonstrates that I work and volunteer where the mission aligns with my values, and my experiences have shaped me as a leader, advocate, and community member. I have chosen to work in fields that are often not easy to serve. I am passionate about our community. This is where I have learned about raising a family. I have 2 boys that are now, one's grown. He just graduated from college this week. Union organizing and advocating for civil and migrant worker rights through actively listening, amplifying voices, and leaning into the guidance from elders and youth. I have deepened my connections within Columbus and my District 7. These collective experiences have guided my 7 years on the Near East Area Commission, where you also know has not been always easy. Where I was elected twice as a commissioner, and 2.5 years as chair, where I have actually been elected for 3 times. This shows that the community trusts me to represent them and to lead in a way that is transparent and fair. As chair, I focused on ensuring our project review processes were better served the community, developers, and city council. Since I'm a community health worker, infant mortality and maternal health care is my other focus. Coming into the hospital to have a baby should not be the most dangerous time in your life, nor should being a baby. We can have excellent healthcare we have excellent healthcare systems, and we can ensure that our babies live not just into their first year, but well into their elder years. And our community needs to receive equitable healthcare. I began public service because I was asked, and I know that I will continue because I know that it is needed. I am a helper. I show up, and people know that they can count on me. These are values that I would bring to City Council, and they will shape the equity lens that I bring to all my work. I would be very happy to join you in City Council. My work demonstrates my commitment to Columbus and to the people who live here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next finalist is Lisa Massey, followed by Jesse Vogel.
Council President, Mr. Harden, Council President Pro Tem, Mr. Dorns, and esteemed council members, my name is Lisa Massey, and I sincerely appreciate the vital work that you all do for our community. It's a privilege to be considered among such a remarkable group of finalists for a position on the council. Being a part of the Columbus community since 1997 and having owned a small business, I've seen firsthand the dynamic growth and challenges our city faces. As our population grows, we must proactively expand public housing, safety, transportation, and business development strategies. The council has made significant strides in launching new programs to address these needs, such as the fantastic Housing for All initiative and the Bike Plus plan, which I'm extra excited about, but there's always more to achieve. The 2025 budget won't have the COVID relief funds available for many of these programs, but there are new local revenue sources available to pursue. With 15 years project management experience, I'm confident in my ability to tackle the diverse responsibilities of being a council member. My current regulation specialist role has honed my skills in navigating and understanding regulatory codes, which are essential for governance, and they're also super exciting to read. I want to thank you for the incredible opportunity to potentially serve our community. I do not seek re-election, and I do look forward to contributing to our city's future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next finalist to come before council is Jesse Vogel, followed by Denzel Porteous.
My name is Jesse Vogel. First, I want to say thank you to each one of you for your service to the city of Columbus, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. Thanks especially to Councilmember Favor for your leadership. She leaves big shoes to fill. Today, I am seeking the vacancy appointment for Council District 7. I am also running for this seat with grassroots community support. I see the struggles that my neighbors go through to stay safely housed, to catch a bus to work, and to get their kids a good public education. I hear what people say. They aren't excited about voting. I think that's because too often they see our city not deliver on basic services that people need from a government. I am running so that I can register new voters, engage them about the future of our city, and turn them out to vote, and then work with them and work with you to help our city do better at tackling the challenging issues that we face. I am also seeking this appointment tonight because I am ready to get to work and because I believe that the work before us is urgent. In my work now as a housing lawyer, I advocate for residents of the city of Columbus, and I help them navigate complicated systems and cut deals for them to help them achieve their goals, often with tough adversaries on the other side of the table. I am fueled by what I first saw years ago as a law student during a pandemic when I co-founded a volunteer-run grassroots community organization targeting those most at risk of homelessness with direct outreach and information about tenants' rights mobilizing hundreds of volunteers. I'm motivated to do more by what I see in my work. I met a woman recently who lives downtown at the YWCA and works at the airport, and she Ubers to work sometimes because the bus doesn't come on time. I worked with neighbors who lived in a place for 20 years and then got displaced after a shell corporation LLC flipped it for higher rents. We need to deliver more for these neighbors to strengthen our city, particularly in this moment. Let's talk about this moment. This work is urgent. I'm a gay Jewish grandson of a refugee who fled fascist rule in his home country, and the future weighs heavy on me, given that identity. We can't count on the White House, and we can't count on the State House. The work we do here in this council, it matters. Whether we turn out voters matters, and whether we do so depends upon delivering for them and engaging with them as partners. I'm excited to get to work, and I would be honored to be appointed to this seat. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Our next applicant is Denzel Porteous, followed by Otto Beatty III.
Interesting to see the changes. I haven't been around then. Good evening, members of council and neighbors. I've applied for this seat because I believe District 7 should have the best representation at City Hall, but also the pool should reflect citizens who are qualified and deeply invested in Columbus and District 7. I'm confident in my experience, my understanding of District 7's needs, and my commitment to the city and its residents. District 7 is dynamic and a diverse community, home to neighborhoods like Franklinton, Italian Village, Victorian Village, the Brewery District, German Village, the Short North, King Lincoln Brownsville, and more. District 7 reflects the history of Columbus and the promise that our city holds. And these areas and neighborhoods are seeing some of the greatest challenges as we grow, like housing insecurity, economic disparity, and public safety concerns. And as someone who has lived these challenges faced by many of our community members, at one time navigating affordable housing, fostering a community of inclusion, and building personal and economic stability and growth, I would bring a lived perspective to this role. Much of my professional experience in education and now as Executive Director of Stonewall Columbus has taught me the value of listening, collaboration, and community-centered leadership. However, this process is more than fulfilling a seat. It's ensuring that every resident has leadership who intently listens, truly represents, and boldly acts. It's about fulfilling a promise. I believe this means allowing the best community candidates to demonstrate to this body and our community that we are prepared to serve with the full force of our ability and not to operate as a placeholder or to not push forward with the full throat of the district which we represent. District 7 and Columbus should not have to pause on progress. For many residents, this appointment process can feel opaque and exclusive, reinforcing perceptions of a system designed to serve the politically motivated and connected rather than the broader public. However, at this moment, there is a real opportunity to say that the best candidate is a citizen who served this community, demonstrated their ability to show up for the many of us. There is an opportunity to allow a citizen servant of District 7 to step forward, serve with integrity, and run on their record if they so choose. Our council is now made up of a representative body of districts. And while it may be a new change, it is one that our citizens truly asked for, representational governance on our council. As a naturalized American citizen, as a Black person, as a queer person, as an LGBTQ advocate, as someone who grew up in a lower income household, as a father, as a person who has built a life advocating for inclusion, access, equity, and equality, I see this through a lived experience. Representation matters. And in city governance, it shapes policies, priorities, and ultimately the lives of its residents. If Columbus is truly to serve as a diverse population, we must move beyond service level commitment to systemic changes and empower citizens to truly make a choice. I became a Columbus resident for the first time in the summer of 2000, and since then, I became proud to call Columbus home. Our families invested in this community, and through our small business, we love this community as well. It will be my great privilege to serve the city and its citizens in this capacity. Thank you for considering me.
Thank you so much. The next finalist to come before council is Otto Beatty III, and our final finalist will follow, Shanice Green. Welcome to council.
Thank you, President Harden, members of council, and members of the public who are watching. It is an honor to apply for the seat being vacated by the great councilwoman, Shayla Favor. How will I serve? If elected, I pledge that I will not seek re-election for the seat, but I will do everything in my power to serve as a strong, steady, and dependable bridge from Councilwoman Favor to the next member of council that our citizens choose to elect. With all that I have going on, why now? It's for the love of this city, its neighborhoods, and its people. In Columbus, we have a great deal to be excited about and proud about that makes our city the envy of many other cities. But when we look closer, we know that the success and prosperity has not trickled down to everyone and every place. This is where the hard work lies. This is the work that I want to do if I am selected. So why me? I believe that I am the applicant who has the best combination of experience, skills, knowledge, and relationships to hit the ground running, to serve as that bridge, and to stand with you and the administration in doing this hard work. I believe I can be a good placeholder, but also a good placemaker for the next member of City Council. Do you need a reason? Let me give you 3. First, I have a long history and experience with District 7 and the City of Columbus. While my family has over an 80-year history in the district, I personally have lived, worked, and been a business owner and property owner in the district for 30 years. I still remember the $325 a month apartment at Americana downtown that I lived in 1994. I have been deeply engaged with the community and business groups, particularly in the Near East Side, downtown, and German Village. Additionally, I volunteered with the City of Columbus on numerous commissions and committees, such as serving as an area commissioner, development commissioner, on the Small Business Ecosystem Advisory Committee, and I currently serve on the Downtown Commission. Second, I have the respect, reputation, and relationships to be effective and useful to this body. Over the past 30 years, I have built and earned the credibility and trust to get the attention of those who can help this body and the city get things done. In 22 and 23 and 24, Columbus Business First listed me on the Power 100 list of the most influential people in Central Ohio. Likewise, I have received numerous business awards. Finally, my professional and community experience aligns with one of our city's most pressing issues, housing and workforce. With over 20 years as a housing provider, developer, attorney, investor, and consultant, I'm uniquely qualified to work with you and the administration to find and advance the solutions to address our affordable housing crisis. In sum, District 7 and the City of Columbus deserves another leader who is not only passionate about the work, but possesses the experience, perspective, skills, and talent to be effective in the work. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. And our final finalist is Shanice Green. Welcome to council.
Good evening, resilient neighbors and esteemed members of Columbus City Council, especially to my councilwoman, Shayla Favors, Mrs. First Black Franklin County Prosecutor. Congratulations. My name is Shanice Green, Black woman, resourceful mother, small business owner, cancer survivor, and former foster youth, a testament of what resilience, representation, and faith can achieve. Columbus is my home, and my story mirrors the struggles of many in our community. I've transformed adversity into strength and silence into a voice for change, equipping me to serve as a compassionate, driven, and qualified leader in Columbus City Council. I am deeply committed to 3 key priorities: advocating for foster youth, strengthening families, and ensuring educational equity. At just 16, I was abandoned by my family, the same age as Micaiah Bryant, a young Black girl whose life was tragically cut short in the foster care system. My story, it echoes hers. I survived a reality that no child should have to endure: familial abuse or foster care. I understand the pain of being silenced and failed by protective systems, yet I emerged like a phoenix with strength and resilience. God made education my refuge. In a system that suppressed me, teachers became my lifeline, offering food, shelter, and encouragement when I was deprived. These experiences drive my unwavering dedication to educational equity because I know firsthand that knowledge is freedom. With creativity and insight, I will create pathways of hope, ensuring every individual has the chance to thrive. Throughout my journey, opportunities seemed impossible, yet I transformed those struggles into solutions. As a businesswoman and professional, I've balanced budgets and turned vision into action. As a community leader, I've developed impactful programs and initiatives that address the direct needs of those overlooked. Governance isn't just about policy. It's about connecting resources to the most vulnerable and amplifying voices, because every voice carries a story, a need, and a dream. I will work to dismantle systematic inequalities by supporting and expanding after-school programs, small businesses, nonprofits, and educational initiatives like Columbus Promise, all while investing in infrastructure that empowers individuals and families. District 7 is vibrant and full of potential. I am ready to serve my home with passion, determination, and faith in our community's power. Columbus, we are worthy of stronger, healed communities. Let's get to work. Thanks.
Let's do a collective round of applause for the 10 finalists. And like I said, Robert Lease was not able to attend, but sent in a written statement to all the council members. Speaking of all the council members, Councilmember Brosa de Padilla is able to join us, and she is with us virtually. So thank you, Councilmember, there she is. Hey, Councilmember, for being here. So now we'll go into the public testimony part of the agenda. Speakers will be called up in the order that we received their name. Again, we are going to stick to the 3 minutes for this portion for sure for public testimony. We're really grateful for everyone who signed up to speak, but we are going to keep this moving. The first speaker to come before council is Pastor Julius Lancaster. He will be followed by Mike Flora. Pastor, welcome to council.
Council President Harden, members of City Council, I am Pastor Julius Lancaster of All Nations Worship Assembly of Columbus to speak on behalf of my friend, my auntie, and my mentor, in the person of Dorothy Malone. Dorothy served as an auntie to me when she told my wife that she sent me an email and I didn't respond for the very first time that we met. And I thought that was hilarious that she cared enough to tell on me so that I could do the right thing. It was right then that we developed a really great relationship. She has been a resident of this great city of Columbus for a very long time. And I just want to take a quick moment to express my full support of her appointment to a seat on Columbus City Council. Dorothy Malone's dedication to public service, extensive leadership experience, and unwavering commitment to her community make her an outstanding candidate for this vital role at this vital time. Dorothy Malone's journey in public service began under the leadership of Governor Richard F. Celeste and has continued through her work with notable state officials such as Treasurers Mary Ellen Withrow, J. Kenneth Blackwell, and Joseph Dieters, while also serving in key leadership capacities under Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther. Most recently, she was appointed as Vice President of Advocacy and Engagement for Adam H. of Franklin County, where she has been a steadfast advocate for community well-being. Throughout her career, Dorothy has demonstrated a deep passion for addressing the core needs of Columbus residents. Her focus on employment, equity, fairness, healthcare, housing, mental and behavioral health, and safety reflects her understanding of the challenges of our community that we face and her determination to find actionable solutions. In addition to her professional accomplishments, Dorothy Malone is an active and dedicated volunteer. Her willingness to give of her time and resources exemplifies her genuine love for her community. Known for her collaborative spirit, Dorothy is a proven team player, thought leader, and a builder who consistently brings people together to achieve meaningful progress for the city of Columbus. I'm confident that Dorothy Malone will do an amazing job if appointed to this seat. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Pastor. Next speaker to come before council is Mike Floor, followed by Marlisa Stauffer.
Excuse me if I stutter a little bit too much. I'm way beyond my comfort zone here. But Bailey, I'm her neighbor, and quite frankly, she saved my life. I mean, I was dealing with major depression, and I was suicidal for 14 years when I moved into Franklinton. And anyway, when she moved into her house about 3.5 years ago, she come over and introduced herself, and I was looking shabby and everything. And I told her my story, and her and her husband kind of took me under their wings and led me like first to St. John's Episcopal Church, and where I had been laying on my butt, I didn't do anything. I needed exercise. But anyway, through the church, I was able to cut the grass and stuff like that, and I was able to go and help out with street church, which we feed the homeless at Central and West Broad Street. Anyway, and then Bailey and her house church, she got a house church I attend, and she brought me over there. And her and the house church also served dinner to the homeless, and then her parents also did it. But anyway, but after that, she invited me to go up and see her at her work, and it was over at Bellows and Cypress, which is Lower Lights Ministry, Nazarene, Church of Nazarene. Anyway, when I went there, I like, man, because my grandmother used to be a Bible school teacher. But anyway, through that, I started working at the pantry and feeding homeless people, and that made me feel good. And then she also introduced me to Franklinton Farms, which is Jackie Miles. I got to meet her and help her with three women and a shovel, helping elderly people to fix up their yards and stuff. And I just got involved with the community, and through that, I started building my self-esteem. I got my exercise, and I'm feeling great now. I feel better than I ever did before. I used to be a productive member of society, but I had a life-changing event that I had a breakdown, and I just gave up. And thanks to Bailey and her husband and her family, and I'm just one person, you know what I'm saying? And she helped me to come alive and help the community out. So, I mean, that's a testimony for Bailey and her family. Anyway, but needless to say, I love Bailey and her family, and now I'm Franklinton proud. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker to come before council is Marlisa Stauffer, followed by Ali Zoller. Welcome to council.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm Dr. Marlisa Stauffer. I'm the chair of the Division of Education at Ohio Dominican University, where Shanice Green earned her degree in educational studies and political science. I've taught a principles of education course where we look at community concerns related to the field of education, and it was in that class that I better understood Shanice's passions to make a difference in the community. She was my advisee as well, and I have known her about 3 years and have observed her focus on both self-improvement and community improvement. In both cases, I have admired her willingness to be both a learner and the one who helps to contribute to solutions. She is a team player. Since I've known her, she's worked both at Columbus State and at the Capitol Law School, and in both settings, she's worked to create policies that advocate for students, the learner in particular who is vulnerable or is a victim of unclear or unwise policies who may not have a voice for change. She's told me of different things she's accomplished over the years. We've had many conversations, but it's actually her voice and her openness that is astounding to me. In a world where it seems like things have already been decided in most people's minds, she is very open to hearing the opinions of others. She keeps her commitments even when they are difficult, and I have watched her face difficulties and keep those commitments. Her own background in foster care, her pursuit of education as a single mother, while she was completing working at the same time, her experience in higher education, her entrepreneurial spirit, and her optimism against challenges together make her a strong voice for City Council. She has done in her own life the very thing we want for everyone. She has worked hard, she has achieved, and she is now giving back to others. She has that important mix of both seeing reality pretty clearly while not being overcome by its hardships. I'm from the field of education. It's a very hard time to be in preschool, K-12, or higher ed. It's hard for teachers, it's hard for students, it's hard for parents. What I find is that the world of education needs people who are people of hope and who want change. But the world of education simply reflects the larger world. The larger world, even here in Central Ohio, needs people in leadership like Shanice, who are both people of hope, who affect change for themselves and for others. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next speaker to come before council is Ali Zoller, followed by Diana Azarian. Welcome to council.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak before you today. My name is Ali Zoller, and I have the privilege of working alongside of Bailey Phillips at the Reeb Center. I have had the unique opportunity to witness Bailey's dedication, work ethic, and unwavering commitment to our community. As a social worker, Bailey has consistently demonstrated the ability to collaborate, problem solve, and prioritize needs of the people that we serve. She possesses the skills necessary to be an effective leader, skills that will serve our city well on City Council. Bailey has a deep sense of integrity, whether in meetings, interacting with the public, or in making decisions that affect our community. She always approaches the situation with honesty, transparency, and a focus on what is best for people. Bailey has a proven track record of working efficiently under pressure and in high-stake environments. In the last year that Bailey has been at Reeb, we have seen the most success since we opened in 2015. This is a result of her ability to connect and get things done. She has gained the trust of the community and will always stand up for what is right. Bailey's experience as a social worker gives an inside understanding of the issues that affect our city. What makes Bailey truly stand out is her genuine passion for serving community. She takes time to engage with residents, listen to their concerns, advocate for those voices who may be overlooked. It is the commitment to service and community-driven leadership that will make Bailey an asset to City Council. Bailey is a hardworking mom, daughter, wife, friend to many, and a wonderful coworker. I wholeheartedly endorse Bailey Phillips for City Council. She possesses the vision, experience, and integrity needed to serve our city effectively. I'm confident that if elected, she will work tirelessly to create a positive change, foster community growth, and make decisions that reflect the best interest of all of our residents. Thank you for the time and consideration.
Thank you so much. Next speaker to come before council is Diana Azarin, followed by Shannon Burke. Welcome to council.
Hello, good evening, and thank you so much for offering this opportunity for us to share a little bit about the people that we're here rooting for. So I'm here to support Kate. Kate is my neighbor, and I know she will be a great representative for District 7. My name is Diana Azarian, and I'm gonna first start by sharing a story of how I met her, because I think it's pretty good indication of how Kate just moves through this world. I'm here with my whole family. The baby, the whining baby is my baby, sorry. So when me and my husband were looking for our house on the Near East Side, we stopped by Franklin Park with our daughter, who was 5 at the time. And there was this lady that came up to us, and it was Kate. She was there with her son, who was like the same age as our daughter. And she immediately greeted us, welcomed us, told us about their Near East Side, and told us about its rich history, told us about her neighbors and how wonderful it is to live and be part of such a vibrant community. And I think this particular story is a really great example of how most people meet Kate. Like, I feel like she does not ever meet a stranger. Over the years, I've had the privilege of getting to know Kate, not just as a dedicated community member, as a friend, but also as someone who genuinely cares about the people, and she shows it through her service to our neighborhood, and she does it in many different ways, as a volunteer, as a commissioner for the Near East Side Commission, as a chair now. She's always posting. We have a Facebook page in our neighborhood, and there's always something that is happening. She is raising money for the East High School marching band, or telling folks to show up and welcome our kids to start the school year. There's always something going on, and Kate is often the person who kind of leads it. I often wonder, like, how is she doing all of this while she's also working full-time and has a family that she's raising? I know that her priorities, though, lie with ensuring that our neighborhood continues to stay accessible and retains its rich history, while also becoming really welcoming to folks who are moving in. So things like affordable housing, how to make sure that our neighborhood grows with intention. I know that those are the things she's really passionate about. I think that it's important to highlight that she has this rare combination of passion, integrity, and real commitment, and also deep understanding of our neighborhood and how to be respectful. As you know, a lot of our neighbors now are newcomers, and I feel like it's important for us to know what it is our neighborhood that, what history we have to be really respectful of. And I know that she will do that not just for our neighborhood, but also for the whole District 7 and our city as well, as it also is growing and changing. What I admire most about Kate is her unwavering unwavering belief in that everyone deserves to live a good life.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next speaker to come before council is Shannon Burke, followed by Ms. Pamela Shields. Welcome to council.
I'm in the right place, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm a little nervous.
You're fine.
Hi, my name is Shannon Burke. My address is 663 Oakwood Avenue, and I am a committee member of the Livingston Avenue Area Commission and also the outgoing president of the Old Oak Civic Association. But I'm here to speak on my personal behalf as a resident of the great city of Columbus and District 7 to express my support for Catherine Correa de Souza in this opening. Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous, I'm so
you're
sorry.
fine.
So this actually is good because our interactions often are about me expressing my lack of confidence in situations like this. And she is an excellent role model for how to come into a discussion or a presentation with a completely educated and thoughtful response. I aspire to, to be as articulate as her as one day, but I am so grateful that she lives in my city, and I get to benefit from having her speak for people because she listens. And some folks like me that aren't necessarily able to articulate themselves the best in certain situations require people who are able to take in the information from the folks out there, distill it, and bring it to people in a way that is persuasive and convincing, frankly. I don't know when she rests. She is honestly, I think, the busiest person in the city. She never stops, and it's all work. It's never, I don't see her doing a whole lot for herself. I see her committed to her community, to her family, to her friends. I have not actually known her that long, a few years in my role as a commissioner, and she has been so incredibly generous with me in terms of giving me an ear and humoring me in terms of allowing me to ask for advice or just pumping me up and getting me going. And she's so inspiring. I don't know how else, I didn't read most of this, but I was gonna say I'm a conversationalist, but clearly that's the case. So point is that she is amazing. Her focus on equity, housing, healthcare, all of those things are the things that the city needs to be focused on right now. And she has a wide breadth of knowledge from her work and volunteering that brings her to that with a great set of experience. But again, mostly she listens. She listens to people. And I can't stress that enough. She wants to know how you feel and what she can do for you.
Good job. Good job. Thank you so much, Ms. Burke. The next speaker to come before council is Ms. Pamela Burks, followed by Emmeline Jerome.
I'm wrong.
No, you are right. You're perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Don't make me nervous, President.
No, ma'am. It is your time.
I try to be in the right place at the right time. Good evening and happy holidays to each one of you. And I thank God for the opportunity to share a brief testimony. And I first want to start by saying, most of you I know here in the City Council chambers. And I refer to you as the Touch Team because you have sincerely touched the lives of many of the elder seniors in this community. My name is Pamela Shields. I am the founder and the organizer of the Urban Aging Residents Coalition. I'm here to offer words sincerely from the bottom of my heart without notes. Praise the Lord. I don't need no notes. When it's from your heart, you don't need notes. On the behalf of Kate D'Souza. The work that she has done, I've lived on the Near East Side 30 years in my home, and she has been a strong advocate for the elder seniors, for what we're trying to do to age in place, to be safe. And in addition to that, she has gone forth and organized committees and meetings for us to get our tax reduced. Y'all ain't helping me today. Come on now. These taxes, this property tax, these things that we're facing are real issues, and it impacts us on multiple levels. So we need a person who will echo, I'll say that one more time, echo our voices, just as you always do. And I'm not going to call names, I'm just going to point fingers at the ones who have heard us speak in the community and took our initiatives up as elder seniors, trying to bridge the gap through the digital literacy that we're suffering from as elder adults, the health inequities that we're suffering from, and the data that clearly says that the African Americans in my community, we're dying 2 times faster than our white counterparts. And it takes the strength of a community to do that. And I thank you that you're going to give her 12 months to do shake and bake and make this thing work and get us all back on track. God bless you all. I got 45 seconds to say it again. God bless you all, and thank you once again for an opportunity to come here. And President Harden, I want to just give you a special shout out because I'm a grandmother. I was about to go in the hall and calm that baby down, you know. Grandmothers can do that. But I thank God for the time that I've seen you many times going in and out of the library with your baby, and he let me hug and kiss on that baby. So God bless you. This is what we need in our community. That's why I refer to council as the touch team, because you touch our lives and you allow us in turn to touch you. What better life to live than to be with the touchables? God bless you. Happy holiday. Merry Christmas. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Pam. The next speaker to come before council is Emmeline Jerome, followed by Stevie Passamonte. Stevie. Welcome to council.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity to share on behalf of Bailey Phillips. I've known Bailey for about 6 years. When she graduated from college, we hired her at Lower Lights Ministries, where I serve as the executive director. She served as our director for Rachel's House, which is our reentry housing program for women coming out of prison. In that role, and I knew she was pursuing getting her master's in social work at the time, we found her to be a very compassionate heart, but also a very thoughtful, solution-based thinker, an analytical thinker. And so she worked for us for a number of years until she went on to the Reeb Center. In both roles, with working with vulnerable populations, she did a great job as far as seeing and identifying root causes of issues, seeing the places in the system where system is broken or maybe policies aren't working anymore. And so her analytical mindset of being able to come up with collaborative solutions rather than just Band-Aid fixes. We witnessed that firsthand in the work that we do, and then in keeping in contact with her in her role at the Reeb Center, we've noticed the same kind of talent and skill as well. What I think what she brings is a great blend of, given her social work background, especially on the front lines, it's given her an opportunity to see firsthand where the broken parts in the system are not working for people. But instead of just coming up with Band-Aid fixes, she works with others to come up with more solution-based, lasting solutions. And so I think having worked alongside her and seen her work with folks, that she would be a great asset, especially for this year, bringing her policy mindset as well as her compassionate heart. Thank you very much.
Good job. Thank you. The next speaker to come before council is Stevie Passamonte, followed by Anthony Hines II. Stevie, welcome to council.
Good evening, council. Happy holidays. My name is Stevie Passamonte, and many of you know me as a community organizer around transit and mobility issues. But today I'm speaking to you as a resident of Council District 7, a caretaker of a disabled parent, and a person who spent long stretches of my childhood unhoused and at the mercy of our diminishing public support systems. Today I'm here in support of Jesse Vogel for City Council. I first met Jesse in 2020 when I showed up to volunteer for a new organization that had formed to provide information and assistance to folks facing eviction in the midst of a global pandemic. It was one of the most difficult moments in living memory, and for these folks, the threat of a deadly virus was made more dire by the prospect of losing the safety of their homes. In a time when the world was shrinking away, Jesse took action to bring us together and protect the most vulnerable members of our community, not just by posting PSAs online, not just in his professional capacity, but by reaching out directly to our neighbors, our friends, our family, to say, we know that this isn't fair or easy or right, but we are here to fight alongside you. All of the work that all of us do in this room is difficult and necessary work. But perhaps the most difficult and the most necessary is the work of connecting with people that all of our policies and nonprofits and advocacy together cannot reach. It is the work of recognizing our collective humanity, not just in the abstract, but in the day-to-day of the people in our communities. People who may not share our political values, who may not know how to navigate the complex barriers to care that we in this room continue to uphold even as we attempt to tear them down, but people who deserve better nonetheless. When I first met Jesse, and in every conversation with him since, I knew that he was committed to doing that most difficult and most necessary work. Not because of campaign speeches, not because he loudly declared housing as a human right, but because I have seen him take action. I have seen him fight against impossible systems while also helping other people try to navigate them. I've seen him build a system of support where previously there was none. And as a fellow organizer, I have seen him push forward where many others have given up or been too discouraged to try. And that's all just as a citizen. Now imagine what he could do up here with you all. I've had the privilege of being able to work with some of you on this council to make the city better, kinder, and freer for everyone. And I know that when facing the challenges ahead of us, each of you and each of us living here in Columbus will find in Jesse the type of leadership, perspective, tenacity, and care that brought all of you to this work and that gives the rest of us a fighting chance for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you, Stevie. Next speaker to come before council is Anthony Hines II, followed by Aurora Dawson.
Good evening, members of Columbus City Council. My name is Anthony Hines II. I am a Columbus native. I graduated from the Ohio State University. I hope we win on Saturday. And I recently graduated from Capital University Law School, where I had the pleasure of meeting Shanice Green. Our paths crossed when a friend and I, both law students at the time, decided to launch an initiative aimed at connecting Capital students with Columbus City School students. Our goal was to inspire and normalize interest in the legal field among middle, and high school students. One day, I went to the DEI office where I met Ms. Green. Despite her recently starting as the law school's first diversity initiatives coordinator, you wouldn't be able to tell it by her poise, confidence, and charismatic demeanor. In just 6 months, Ms. Green transformed our well-intentioned idea into a televised Bridging the Gap tour that spanned over a dozen Columbus City schools. Our initiative facilitated meaningful interactions between law students and middle and high schoolers through panel discussions, college fairs, town hall or school-wide town hall meetings, and informal group sessions. Today, the program has evolved into a cornerstone of Capital Law's community engagement in Columbus. This is the person that I come before you today to testify for. Ms. Green is a catalyst for tangible change, consistently surpassing expectations in an environment often content with mediocrity. She's a problem solver who brings multiple solutions to every challenge. Her ability to amplify even the faintest voices into resounding calls for action is unparalleled. Above all, her testament of faith alone fuels my candidacy, fuels my confidence in her candidacy. Columbus is my home. I want to see it flourish into the beautiful city that we all know it can be. Appointing Ms. Green to the City Council is the crucial first step in turning this vision into a reality. Her presence on the council will be a beacon of progress and innovation for our beloved city. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker to come before council is Aurora Dawson, followed by Joey Green. Welcome to council.
Thank you, Council. 248 years ago, our founders framed our democratic republic to lead the world as the ultimate example of freedom. This notion is the term we coined as democracy, defined as a form of government where the inhabitants hold the power and govern themselves. The inhabitants are supposed to be us, the citizens, the voter, the working class, the taxpayers, us worker ants that can barely afford rent or mortgage due, to the carelessness and get-rich schemes of our leadership and our local municipalities. We, the people, have the right to free and fair elections, not autocratic, oligarchical, aristocratic, or any type of monarchy-style appointments that muzzle the voice of us constituents. Not to be rude, but how many of you would have your seat if you went through a legitimate job interview? Rob Durans was appointed. Rob is still here. Emmanuel Remy was appointed. Emmanuel is still here. Andrew Ginther was appointed to City Council. Andrew is still here with a promotion. Shayla Favor was appointed to Council. Shayla is still here with a promotion. Shannon Hardin was appointed by the lobbying efforts of then Mayor Michael Coleman and Joyce Beatty. There is no coincidence we have another Beatty as a front runner for appointment, just as there is no coincidence in Shannon's mother, Kenitha, being Coleman's administrative assistant at the time. Shannon is still here. Shannon was just quoted by the Dispatch saying whoever is considered should be a placeholder and whoever picked will be someone who does not intend on running for office again. For the sake of our democracy, I hope he actually fulfills his promise and the Democratic coalition allows for a fair election without the incumbency key, influencing the voice of District 7 on November 11th, because District 7, my district, in comparison to the overall city, averages plus 60% in total crime, plus 73% in personal crime, plus 120% in murder, plus 111% in robbery, plus 67% in assault, plus 58% in burglary, motor vehicle theft is up, and a rapidly increasing rate of rape and human trafficking, a rate only reported at minus 11% because those victims don't survive to become a grim statistic. I am a survivor after I was abducted and taken past the train tracks and into the woods behind 400 West Rich Street, where I was raped and beaten all night, escaping by the grace of God. I have yet to receive justice, nor have the hundreds of other women and children that got mutilated, harvested, or sold into slavery because they're dead. Until it happens to you, which God forbid it does, there is no motivation or personal attachment to a swift and unrelenting call to action. Political appointments are a misjustice that undermine the will of us people, our voice, our vote, and our say, and change will not come by appointing more elitist megalomaniacs. For that very reason, I am Aurora Dawson, and I formally am announcing my unappointed run for Columbus City Council, District 7, and I have over 250 signatures. I can't wait to submit. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker to come before council is Joey Green, followed by Leonardo Rodriguez. Welcome.
Good evening, President, Councilman, friends and family, neighbors. My name is Joy Green. I'm an advocate for the Linden community, as well as president of Fathering from a Distance. I stand before you asking for your support for Catherine Curry DeSouza as your next city council member for District 7. Catherine Curry DeSouza and I have had privilege of working together where our shared commitment to community service and empowerment has driven us to achieve remarkable things. During those times, we have collaborated on numerous projects, events, each aiming to uplift and supporting your community. Together, we co-chaired several committees where our combined efforts and leadership skills helped to steer important initiatives and programs. Caitlin, dedicated her vision and ability to bring people together have always been inspiring. Our partnership has not only strengthened our professional relationship, but also has deepened our mutual respect and admiration for each other's work. I am excited to share my enthusiastic support for Caitlin as she runs for City Council. Caitlin is a dedicated and passionate leader who has consistently demonstrated her commitment to your community. As the ongoing chair of the Near East Area Commission, she has worked tirelessly to address the needs and concerns of her neighbor and neighborhood, ensuring that every voice is heard and valued. Caitlin's vision for our city is one of advancement towards inclusion and sustainability. She understands the importance of creating opportunities for all residents, fostering economic growth, and enhancing the quality of life in your community. Her experience and leadership skills make her the ideal candidate to represent you on City Council. Here are just a few of Kate's deserved support. Proven leadership, has her record has effective leadership and community engagement. Commitment to champion equality. She is dedicated to ensuring that all voices are heard and represented. Focus on sustainability. Caitlin is passionate about creating sustainable and environmental friendly city. Economic growth. She has a clear vision for fostering economic and development, creating opportunities for all residents. Let's come together to support Caitlin, Catherine Curley de Souza, and ensure that our community continues to thrive under leadership. Your vote for Caitlin is a vote for brighter, more inclusive future for all of us. Thank you for your support.
Next speaker to come before council is Leonardo Rodriguez, followed by Dazon Cox.
Good evening, Council President and members of City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you today. My name is Leonardo Rodriguez, and I am here to voice my enthusiastic support for Denzel Porteous to fill the City Council vacancy. I believe Denzel is the type of leader that Columbus needs, someone who understands the importance of innovation, inclusion, and visionary leadership to move our city forward. His lived experience at the intersection of multiple identities have given him the sensibility to empathize with the challenges that arise from being at the intersection of different communities. Denzel doesn't just recognize the disparities we face, but he envisions a future where everyone, regardless of what they stand at the intersection of their identity, has the ability to thrive. Here in Columbus, we pride ourselves on being a place of opportunity, and it is imperative that we have leaders who are not only forward-thinking, but who are also committed to ensuring that no one is left behind. Whether it is through expanding economic opportunities for small business owners, advocating for equitable access to housing, or championing the cultural growth of our city, Denzel's leadership will bring the opportunity to succeed to those he serves. See, Denzel understands that leadership is not about a role, but a service to be given. I am witness of how his work is rooted in the belief that when everyone gets a seat at the table, we all benefit. At a time when our country and our world is confronting complex challenges, his dedication to making the world better is exactly what we need in an ever-growing, diverse city like Columbus. In conclusion, I am proud to support Denzel Porteous for City Council because he believes in the power within each of us to shape the future. Thank you for your time, and I urge you to support Denzel Porteous for the City Council vacancy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker to come before council is Dazon Cox, followed by Anthony Alston. Welcome to council.
Thanks for having me. Good evening, Council President Shannon Hardin and esteemed members of the Columbus City Council. My name is Dazon Cox, and I'm a student at The Ohio State University, majoring in political science and criminology on a pre-law track. I've also been deeply involved in our community as an activist and through my work in various elected officials' offices right here in Central Ohio. I stand before you today to share my endorsement for Shanice Green, who is seeking appointment to the District 7 Columbus City Council seat. My perspective comes not only from my academic background, but from a personal understanding of the challenges faced by our communities. I have known Shanice Green since I was about 7 years old. She attended elementary school and high school with both of my aunts, who played a major role in raising me. Throughout the years, we both have kept in touch, and I have witnessed firsthand her unwavering commitment to uplifting those around her, even when her world may have been crashing. One role that Shanice is currently in that sticks out to me is her time as the Diversity Initiative Coordinator at Capital University Law School, where she created pipeline programming, an initiative that promotes equity and belonging within the Columbus community and the Capital community, bridging the gap between both. She made it her life mission ensuring that those who needed opportunities and access was able to gain it and have the necessary resources to be able to thrive. Shanice has consistently demonstrated her passion for advocacy and her belief that every voice in our community matters. Shanice Green is truly an exceptional, let me say it one more time, exceptional candidate for Columbus City Council. Her leadership abilities, resilience, and advocacy skills are truly unmatched. One of her notable accomplishments was her work addressing the unique needs of foster youth, a cause that is deeply important to her, having experienced it herself. Through her advocacy, she has spearheaded initiatives that provided essential resources, mentorship, and opportunities to help these young individuals succeed. Shanice also recognizes the importance of family support, championing parental programs that empower families to create stable environments for their children. She embodies the qualities of a leader who listens, acts decisively, and delivers results for those in need. Shanice's lived experiences combined with her proven track record of advocacy and community leaderships make her uniquely, let me say it one more time, uniquely qualified to serve on the Columbus City Council. She possesses a deep understanding of the challenges facing District 7, particularly regarding issues of equity and opportunity for the most vulnerable. Shanice is ready to advocate for the residents of Columbus with integrity and dedication from day one. I wholeheartedly support Shanice Green for the District 7 Columbus City Council appointment. Shanice is not your typical politician, I tell you. She is grounded in the reality of our community and deeply invested in its residents. From day one, her focus will not be on political games, but on the people of Columbus, especially those in District 7. As a foster youth, she carries the weight of that experience with her, and it fuels her passion for advocating for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next person to come before council is Anthony Alston, followed by Nancy Woods. If anybody's counting, Nancy will be 16 of 27, so we're on the backside.
Greetings, President Harden, council members.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Alston, a lifelong educator here in Columbus, over 25 years. I currently serve as a district-level director. Before this role, I spent approximately 15 years as a high school principal. This included a very rewarding tenure as principal of Beechcroft High School, Go Cougars. As an educator and leader, I witnessed many students pass through those halls, each bringing their unique story and potential. Today, I'm here to express my support for one student in particular, Shanice Green. I first met Shanice when she was a student facing significant challenges that could have discouraged others. However, Shanice never one to allow her circumstances to define her future. I witnessed her tenacity and drive firsthand as she balanced her academic and personal responsibilities and was determined to overcome obstacles. Whether it involved working late with teachers to finish projects, assisting her peers, or advocating for fairness, Shanice consistently displayed a resilience that inspired those around her, including staff members. She maintained the same grit and commitment as she pursued her higher education while raising a child as a single mother. Shanice is a model of perseverance and a beacon of leadership and advocacy. Her passion for helping others, especially underserved youth and families, has driven her work as a family ambassador, mentor, and diversity initiatives coordinator. She's helped to build programs that amplify voices often left unheard and ensure equitable access to resources. Her ability to foster connections, build strategic partnerships, and support families shows her unwavering dedication to strengthening the community. Shanice possesses the qualities we need in a leader here in Columbus. That is integrity, empathy, and a relentless drive to create a better, more equitable Columbus. Shanice's lived experiences, as a former foster youth, and we've heard that a couple times, a single mother and community leader, positioned her to address many of the challenges that our community members face in District 7. She understands the importance of educational equity, parental support, and advocacy for vulnerable populations because she has lived it. Shanice isn't just a candidate, she is a voice for people who need representation the most. She will fight for policies that uplift every resident as a member of Columbus City Council, ensuring that no one is left behind. I proudly support her as a candidate for City Council. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker to come before council is Nancy Woods, followed by Pejman Fala. Welcome to council.
Thank you for having me today. This is my first time in front of City Council.
Welcome.
I am so nervous, but I'm here to support Bailey Phillips. I had the opportunity of meeting Bailey Phillips when I called down to the Reeb Center to find out what licensed social worker was there. I work for CareX. I am a peer supporter, a family peer supporter, a trauma recovery facilitator, and a survivor. I'm a survivor of drug addiction. For 20 years, I am a survivor of human trafficking, prostitution, losing my kids in the city of Columbus. I also grew up here, so I am a native. I ran into Bailey, and she has been a blessing to me. I can call her my sister today. She sat in front of me, and she did not judge me. She did not judge me for my story that I shared with her. She actually shared with me. I think you should be out there doing more in the community, Nancy. Bailey is an ambassador. She has integrity. She is love for her community at the Reeb Center in the 43207 zip code in Columbus, Ohio. And that is the side of town that I grew up on, I used drugs on, and I prostituted on. I would like to see Bailey sit in that seat because what she has done for my clients, not just my clients, but for me. As a colleague, I have high respect for her, and she will go far. She has given me a plethora of wealth, of resources in our community. I'm just coming back to Columbus from Portsmouth, Ohio, and I'm getting reacclimated in the community. So Bailey is like my helper. She is a servant, and she's nice, she's kind, she's sweet, and she's not judgmental. I thank you today for allowing me to share who Bailey Phillips is to me and what she means to me and what she does for our community. We have a lot of people in food disparities, housing disparities, and other areas in our community, and she fills those blanks in for us. She helps me do my job effectively and efficiently for my clients. So I can only imagine if she occupies that seat, what she can do for her neighborhood. So I just ask, please let Bailey Phillips occupy that seat for City Council. Thank you. God bless and happy holidays.
Good job. Next speaker to come before council is Pejman Fala, followed by Roy Lowenstein. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So every word that I say also comes from my heart. But however, I have to look at the phone, so I know that I say the right words. So again, my name is Pejman, and I'm here to make comments for Catherine Curry D'Souza. I've known her for over 25 years, and I think of her as a person with courage. And I know that she has the courage to ask the right questions. And I also know that she will contribute to making the city of Columbus better for all of us. We're all our residents, and we're going to face a very difficult next 4 years, all of us together. And Catherine or Kate is a person who will be a valuable asset to all of you and to all of us by sitting there and joining all of you. And I'm sorry, my note just went away, but I'll catch up in a second. So she works very hard, such as on issues such as healthcare and affordable housing for resident District 7 and throughout all of the Columbus. In all the years that I've known her, she has worked on issues that matters to all of us. I've known her of providing food for those that they needed, helping single mothers, which she has faced that challenge herself, and caring for the kids. She's raising two beautiful kids that I'm fortunate to be thinking of them as my nephew, and I really like the way she cares for them, and I also know and how she cares for other kids and others throughout the city. She's passionate about our community, health, affordable housing, justice for labor, and all the values that are very important to us. And I think I'm repeating that because that's very important to me. Important is a key word, yeah. She's selfless. I think she had, I know of one story that how she held a neighbor that was hit by a car. It was like, I don't know whether the other drivers waited for the person or didn't wait, but she was there. She was holding her and waiting till the ambulance get there. And that's a characteristic that not too many people have. And I think that's very important to mention. I should also say that yesterday she spent all day in Detroit with other people to talk with a minority-owned co-op grocery store to talk about how she can bring those kind of ideas to our neighborhood, which is East Side, and throughout Columbus. So these are important attributes that Kate has, or Catherine, same people. I just want to finish this by saying that there are many attributes that make her a qualified candidate, and you need her by your side. She's a very valuable asset. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker to come before council is Roy Lowenstein, followed by Mark Stansberry.
Good evening, President Hardin, members of council. There must be some reason that so many of us have come down here this evening to speak in support of Catherine Curry D'Souza. We must care a lot about Kate. My work with her goes back 5 years when I joined the Near East Area Commission. But before that, I met Kate at a pop-up coffee place that one of our neighbors ran for a while. And it was close to my house, not hers, but there's Kate coming over to schmooze with neighbors. And it's like, that's her. She was like always looking for an opportunity to meet new people, to make new friends. Kate is a fighter for disadvantaged people in our neighborhood. Her work focuses on improving the health outcomes for children, including maternal health, infant mortality, equitable health care, and education. She's concerned with giving a voice to those that we don't always hear from. You heard earlier from another speaker about her impact on seniors, but also renters. Kate is very concerned about the voice that we don't hear about renters. We mostly hear in our community meetings from homeowners. Kate's the person who stays behind at our site visit meetings, talking to neighbors, explaining the process to them, hearing from them what they want. It's like she is just all about transparency, information, giving a fair shot to people, hearing their views. And we really try on the commission to give voice to renters, not just homeowners. She gives meaning to the concepts about diversity and equity and inclusion, black and white, young and old. Kate's work on NEAC is known to many of you. But being on the inside, I really see how her leadership has transformed the organization over the last few years, how it's now a transparent organization, how we relate to the community is different. Her tireless commitment to issues shows up. That's why Henderson House is still standing. That's why an East High School student was just elected to serve on the Near East Area Commission. It's rare to find somebody with such high moral principles, but also functional skills to get things done. She's amazingly productive, and we need that. She just set up and operated a very successful retreat for the commission. She did so much of the work herself. So I think that she's an excellent politician in the best sense of the word, and isn't that what we really need? Someone with all of these skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker to come before council is Mark Stansberry, followed by Joshua Pleasant. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, President Hardin and the council members. This is my new reality. I'm just retired from the city, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. But I'm here to speak in support of all 10, basically. You all need to really think about where you're going to fit these folks into the city, somewhere, somehow. But for sure, I'm here for Kate, Catherine Curry de Sousa. I've known her for many years. Genuinely a person of concern for the city of Columbus. Her involvement with the Near East Area Commission is astounding. The process that has gone through that whole commission over the last few years has rebirthed that interest in the community. The city has done many developments. Near East Area is a donut hole. And housing, healthcare, and other development of that community, re-communitizing that neighborhood is so important. So District 7 is a very important appointment. I come to you as a person that abhors this appointment process. I don't believe in it, and I've never thought of it, but I see all of y'all that have benefited from it, and I love y'all. The City Council is very important for the Columbus, Ohio. We need to vision 50 years out, 50 years. Where are we going to be as a city 50 years out? I think we need to understand that we need leaderships within the communities. I come from Near East Side, but also the South Side. South Side I've been working for 14 plus years. You all know my work down there. I'm genuinely very concerned about Parsons. I had a young man just hit by a car 2 days ago. Already has been administered to Ohio State. He's 9th grader. He's already been able to go. But the sidewalks, the city streets are not safe. We need to understand how to create our city in a safe development. I think Kate, I've known her for many years. Her commitment to the Near East Area Commission has been multi-years. Her leadership has shown that the commission is a valuable partner to the City Council. We need to understand that. So thank you, and I hope to see y'all soon. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker to come before council is Joshua Pleasant, followed by Calvin Hairston.
Good evening, everyone.
My name is Joshua Pleasant. I'm a Columbus firefighter and EMT, which I've now had a career in for 3 years. I'm a former juvenile correctional officer for Franklin County, which I've now had the pleasure of serving our youth for 6 years. I'm here on behalf of Shanice Green. Shanice Green and I have known one another for a good while now. I've had the honor of sharing my last couple of years of high school with her. I can attest that over the years, Ms. Green has always been an asset within organizations concerning empowering our city for the greater good. She's a true altruist amongst our community and has always had the heart of contribution and being the game changer we all hope for. One thing I've noticed about Ms. Green that hasn't left her since her youth is her willingness to be a part of something to elevate the environment. She has a natural spirit of involving her energy to see things and people thrive. We've recently got in touch regarding the future work and citizens of our city. Her students at Mifflin Middle School, where she's a student advocate. She grants me the privilege to speak with over 400 students and share my experience and likewise attending a Columbus City school, my journey to becoming a Columbus City fireman, and how to pave an opportunity to work for our city in just a few short years. Ensuring I put emphasis on how valuable an education is and how important it is to be a law-abiding citizen as they maneuver through their most transformative years. I admire she takes her students' future into consideration and she understands the reflection that we're having on our community and their lives. Personally, Shanice has helped me welcome my family into the world, has helped my team and I promote nonprofit fitness camps throughout the city over the past several years to promote health and encourage our citizens to partake. Outside of her busy schedule, she's made it her mission to advocate for foster youth, parental support, or teen parents and parents alike. Forgive me, this mic is. For teen parents and parents alike, to name a few. What she has done for our community makes her over-equipped for a position such as this one. In conclusion, aside from her abundant dedication for Columbus City, I assure you her warm, bubbly spirit alone will make the work environment a healthy one. She's always kept a positive attitude no matter the circumstance. When figuring out she was running for this seat, it took nothing in me and many others, as you can see, to jump on her behalf and be in attendance. What better candidate? Her presence is felt and loved wherever she sets her feet. Thank you, and may the Most High be with you all.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, the next speaker to come before council is Mr. Calvin Hairston, followed by Tim Phillips. Welcome to council, Mr. Hairston.
Thank you, President Shannon Harden and City Council for giving me the opportunity to come and to support Kate D'Souza. Others before me have already showed you and told you about her commitment to the New East Side. But I'll just give you an example of her commitment. We're into December, close to Christmas. A couple of 3 years ago, latitude 25. Latitude 25. Pipes bursting, residents put out in the cold, below zero. Phones were ringing all over the east side. Who allows such conditions to exist? Kate was furious. Mr. Hairston, what can we do about this? Shannon got the call, Gerald got the call, Herschel got the call, but guess who was doing the calling? Kate D'Souza. Because of her advocacy and her commitment to community, we can honestly say latitude 25, those residents were taken care of. A commitment for what will future be the site will be a reality, because I know that you and this council was committed to it, and for that, that was an example of what Kate D'Souza is all about. She needs to be, and people like her need to be on city council.
That's good. Next speaker to come for council is Tim Phillips, followed by Lindsay Jensen.
Good evening. My name is Tim Phillips, and I'm here today in support of my daughter, Bailey Phillips. Okay, here's our 3 minutes, Kevin. Ready? Bailey has always been a very passionate person from a very young age, and this has not changed. As a young teen, she started by putting together youth revivals at church with bands and speakers and the ability to feed everyone there free of charge with the help of the church and the people she had put together. Her passion for service continued from high school to college, where she spent a summer in Ghana, not by the beach, but in the interior of that country, helping with empowering the women of Ghana to be more independent. That led her to her master's degree from Ohio State and then to being a licensed social worker. Oh, and just in between, just for kicks, she also became an ordained Nazarene minister. Her work life included being a director at Rachel's House, part of Lower Lights Ministry in Franklinton, and from there to a leadership role at the Reeb Center on the South Side, all while making it her duty to help care for the unhoused and the underserved population. Passion for the people that need it the most. Bailey, her husband Michael, and my beautiful granddaughter Avila live in Franklinton and support that community by supporting the community from helping at Street Church and in having a garden at Franklinton Farms. Bailey's passion for this district is unmatched. Her want to see this area in Columbus to grow and help the people who need it most is her passion. Everyone on this finalist list is a well-educated person with the best intentions for Columbus to become the best that Columbus can be. I believe that Bailey is not only a highly educated person, but a highly passionate person that cannot be rivaled. City Council doesn't need to just fill a seat. You need to fill that seat with passion, and you need to fill that seat with Bailey Phillips. So thank you for having me up here. Remember to plow the snow, fix the potholes, etc. Have a great holiday season, no matter how you celebrate, and go Bucks.
Go Bucks. That's good. Next speaker to come before council is Lindsay Jensen, followed by Eric Hutchinson.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm here, along with many other people, to endorse Catherine Curry D'Souza. I met Catherine, although I know her as Kate, back in college when she was raising her first son as a single parent, and doing a lot of grassroots organizing. And I was, and still am, a pretty to myself sort of person, but she has always gotten me to branch out and actually get involved with the community, and she has done that to a lot of people. And she starts small, but then goes big and goes hard, and that's the type of person that I would love to see on City Council, and I think everybody would love to see on City Council. When I actually moved to Long Street, I was happy to find out that Kate only lived like a block away, and she had her second son 2 weeks before I had my son. However, my son is disabled. He uses a wheelchair. Kate is incredibly passionate, and she made sure that my son could attend all of the events that happen on the Near East Side. She made sure that he could trick or treat. She made sure that he could do Easter egg hunts. I don't know if everybody is aware, but Easter egg hunts are hell if you have a disabled child, because kids go nuts. If they see candy, they are like little demons that have come up from the crust, and they are just like ravenous. And so my child did not stand a chance. And I just remember sort of lamenting over that, not thinking that there could really be anything done about it one day. And Kate said, we can do something about that. And she made it happen. There is now like sort of like a special needs area at the Eldon Elsie Ward YMCA, thanks to Kate. And it is perhaps the best Easter egg hunt in the city. And it is like I don't know. I'm kind of blowing it up now by even talking about it, to be honest, because I don't know if I want other people knowing about it. But she takes these small ideas and she just, you know what I mean? She takes something like an idea that I had where I said I wanted to put a little sheet on the side of my house and have a movie, and she made it in. She said, why don't we make it something where all of our neighbors can come to? And next thing I know, I'm organizing a giant movie night for everybody to come to. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm not that type of person. But Kate makes you that type of person, and that's the type of person I would like to see on our city council. So thank you so much for your time.
Next speaker to come before council is Eric Hutchison, followed by James Bell. James Bell is speaker number 25, if anybody's counting.
Good evening, Council President Harden and council members. I'm Eric Hutchison, a proud neighbor in the Bronzeville neighborhood and member of the Near East Area Commission. Yes, I'm here for Catherine Curry D'Souza. One of Catherine Curry D'Souza's policy planks is expanding on housing. She has a strong record of supporting housing as chair of the Near East Area Commission. She led the initiatives on the Near East Area Commission to make our zoning process more efficient. She inherited a process that spanned over 3 months and 5 meetings. Because of Catherine Curry D'Souza, we now see zoning projects over a span of 30 days and 3 meetings. We've made this improvement to the process while maintaining transparency and engagement with our neighbors and the larger community. Catherine Curry D'Souza continues to engage with renters and representatives of resident councils in our neighborhood. This engagement has ensured that residents that rent have a voice. It has also provided the opportunity for us to have renters on our commission to represent an important constituency in our neighborhood. Catherine Curry D'Souza created our Community Engagement Committee to provide a safe space for engagement with all of our neighbors. Because of her leadership, we invited residents to interact with us to communicate zoning. Many attendees were elders who did not feel included in the conversation or were able to visit the downtown location. We hosted a session on the Near East Side, gathered their feedback, which became Catherine Curry D'Souza's testimony to you as chair of the Near East Area Commission. We also helped those neighbors provide their feedback using your process. Another one of Catherine Curry D'Souza's policy planks is healthcare. As a member of the steering team for the Healthy Community Center, she ensured that the vision to specifically serve members of our neighborhood was communicated and fulfilled. It has become a hub of our community, and especially for long-term residents as envisioned. In short, she has a long track record of listening to, collaborating with, and delivering on what is important to the community. She is the best and only choice for District 7 because she is part of the community and doing what our community has asked her to do to represent us. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. I was just told James Bell is actually not able to be with us this evening. So we are going to Wendy Ake, followed by our last speaker, Antoine Monroe. Welcome to council.
Good evening. Thank you for being so open to all of the inputs on this important topic of who's going to work for us in my district that Councilman Favor has been so successful with in the past. I think a lot of folks have talked about individual personal stories, and it makes me appreciate being in Columbus with all these great folks. It's a great time to be listening at a city council meeting too. Everybody's talking, everybody else. This is great. We are in a really bad time across the country for local governments. We remember when this happened 8 years ago. It's happening again. And it's happened longer than that. Municipal governments, local governments have been a really important incubator for how government can demonstrate the ways it can care for all of its residents, while also targeting different groups who need different things. We can get there. I'm a policy wonk. This is my field. I work with lots of local governments and federal, state governments around policy that talks about how to make belonging and equity practicable policy. Talking about the last city meeting I went to, we were talking about paving sidewalks on the north side where there hadn't been enough walkable sidewalks. So these very practical things are what we can do to talk about belonging. And all of that's under attack right now. We have extreme wealth and income inequality in the city, mirroring other places. We have this impasse around attacks on equity and the need to bridge all of these fractured contingencies in the city. I'm here to talk about the way I think Kate Curry D'Souza can really fill that and respond to it, and has in a lot of her experience. The council has done it as well. But we're going to really have to push through this next 4 years. The government and local is going to be much more important than it's ever been for many different groups of people. And there's governments across the country that have really tried lots of experimental things. Yourselves have done a really great job with the policy perspectives around housing, aligning all of those different types of strategies for different places, such that there's a universal aspiration in the city to bridge interests, to create these bridges to everyone to have housing. Kate's resume, public record, so I won't detail it now, talks about a lot of different silos of work that she's been able to do. However, and knowing Kate, she talks about this really as a social determinants perspective. Fundamentally, she's interested in health outcomes for people to live long, healthy, enjoyable lives. So that's something that really focuses on care economies locally in Columbus, building the fact that policy is personal, that in having these social ties and deep, rich connections, building those intentionally, not just having them arise coincidentally, that's what we need in policy, and that's what we need policy to accomplish. And in that social determinants framework, that's something that we really have to make practicable, talking about sidewalks, talking about paving streets. All of these things can really be an example of bridging people together and also getting beyond piercing through, preserving the wins of equity perspectives that are under attack, and then also building beyond that to create a diverse number of constituencies that Kate has been really clearly tied to from other comments that have been given tonight. So thank you. This consideration for the next city council member will be difficult. There's lots of great folks who've been up here tonight talking about their qualifications. So thank you.
And our final speaker is Mr. Antoine Monroe. Welcome to council.
Good evening. My name is Antoine Monroe. Just a community worker, just out there trying to make a difference. And through my service, I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of other community workers and see the great things they do. Today, I stand before you to express my strong support for Catherine Curry D'Souza candidacy for Columbus City Councilman. Our city is filled with potential, and I believe that Catherine is the leader we need to unlock that potential and guide us towards a brighter future. Catherine's unwavering support for our community has been evident in every initiative she has undertaken. One of her remarkable achievements I got to personally witness has been rallying our community to support East High School, a cornerstone of our community. Through her dedicated efforts, she organized drives to gather much-needed supplies for our students and teachers. This initiative not only provided essential resources, but also ignited a sense of pride and unity amongst us all. It was a clear demonstration of what can happen when a community comes together, and Catherine was the catalyst for this change. Furthermore, Catherine's commitment to our youth is truly inspiring. She took the time to encourage one of our outstanding students, Ms. Reedus, to apply for a seat as commissioner. Thanks to Catherine's guidance and belief in her potential, Ms. Reedus made history by becoming the first youth adult engagement commissioner. This milestone is not only a testament to Ms. Reedus' hard work, but also to Catherine's dedication to empowering our young leaders. She understands that when we invest in our youth, we are investing in the future of our community. I've seen firsthand how Catherine cares for our community in a way that mirrors the leadership styles of our councilman and council president. Like them, she embodies the values of service, compassion, and commitment. Her ability to listen, understand, and advocate for our needs sets her apart as a candidate who will fight tirelessly for our interests. I have complete faith in Catherine Curry D'Souza. She has a vision for Columbus that is inclusive and progressive, where every resident has a voice and every neighborhood has the support it deserves. Her track record of community engagement, combined with her passion for making a difference, position her as the ideal choice for City Council. As we approach the appointment, let us unite to support a candidate who truly represents our values and aspirations. Let's consider Catherine Curry D'Souza, someone who believes in the power of our community and will work endlessly to assure every voice is heard. Thank you for your time, and together, let's shape a brighter future for Columbus.
Thank you so much to everyone. Let's give it up again for the finalists as well as the folks who came out to support them. We truly are grateful at council for each and every one stepping up. A couple folks said it. There are 10 folks who could serve on council. Or someone else said, and it would behoove all of us to find ways for all of these folks to serve. Because in many ways they are already serving. I am not going to call an executive session unless there is strong objection from one of my colleagues for tonight. What we will do is in this hearing this evening, we will go into executive session at a future date in January before we make the appointment, so that my colleagues and I can discuss the applicants. So again, thank you so much. Have a great holiday season, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.